Why am I upside down? That's crazy. Not sure why this is upside down. There we go. And recording, okay. So we're just loosening our neck. Now we're dropping the shoulders. On this one, you just feet are still on the ground. Okay. You just kind of, you know, it's not this one, it's just the shoulders. Then hands on the kidneys. We're just kind of going through them quick. And feet together. And you want to just feel everything like a wave go through you, just kind of like a wave just spirals through. Anything that's uncomfortable just gets drained away. It's like your skeleton's hanging from a string. It goes through kind of like butter or something, hot butter. So it kind of goes slow. But anything that it touches just kind of melts. Any kind of tension or anything uncomfortable just kind of melts. Part of it's really mental doing this exercise. So the first, actually, it's kind of like there's a point up here. So like it kind of melts. That's your mind. You just relax that. And then that's what causes all that wave. So it's really the mind relaxing. Any thoughts that go, you don't even have to try to fight the thoughts or try to freeze them. You just let them go and melt away. You don't stop them. You just let it all melt away. Anyway, that's the theory kind of behind the warm-ups, right? I know I talked about that before, but it's real important. The warm-ups are actually really important. Even if you just go through them kind of quick. So we're going the other direction. But seriously, just to even do just this part without the rest of the exercises, can kind of help today. Do it early in the day, especially, but really anytime. Same idea. Legs a little wider than shoulder length. You're right in the hips right here. And you're like kind of almost in the hollow right behind the hips. Right here. And now instead of going forward, or this way, it's going this way. It's an oval. Instead of forward, the back oval, it's side to side oval. But same thing, just like you relax the neck, you do that without really seeing it though. You just let that go. Just like you do this, you relax that, but you don't really see that. And then just like you would do this part, you don't really see that part, but it does that as well. Then it goes into here. You know, it just melts one by one, like piece by piece. Melts into the ground, melts into the ground. And the other direction. Remember, the main part's really relaxing the mind. And then the last one is feet together, hands on the knees. Actually, it's on the like cups and knee. It's like here, cups and knee, and then it's on the side. And the knees are together. And same thing, everything melts through. And then just like you would do these, it's the same kind of spiral actually. You kind of just, because the knee is not a joint like the hip or the ankle where it can just like the hip and the ankle are a lot more flexible and can do this. You don't do that with the knee. The knee doesn't do all this, right? The knee's just kind of in a little like a smaller circle where the hip and the ankle can kind of go around it, both of them, you know? So you're not actually doing this, it's just more using the hips, just letting everything melt away and kind of getting out of the way with your hips. And of course the ankles should you really want to open up the ankle from the hips and then also let go all the way down the knees into the ankles. So the ankles and the hips are moving. Let's see. And I just melt one, everything melt one piece at a time, one piece at a time. And then the other way. All right. Then we can do the other one where, last one where you go here. Let me see if there's anybody else trying to get in. Sometimes I miss it. Let me make sure. What would that be? Participants. Okay, it's not nice. Okay. So let's go on. This last one is go here. Remember, it's just like you're letting all the weight just drop inside you to the feet. Kind of the same things what we're just doing. It just happens faster, but it's like one, it's not everything just dropping like this. It's one piece at a time. Just real fast. And then remember, that's the same kind of, you want to remember that feeling when you're doing this move. It's not like a stomp of the foot. It's more of a, here. All right. And then also at the end of every single move, you're gonna think about these warm-ups, and then especially in this move too, is every move in the whole set you're doing this with Tai Chi. It's like you're you know, all of these moves. This one is not as obvious, but but once you start turning, so you're doing that same, all these same the same circles, right? It's just that it's not as loose, right? You're staying inside of you're trying to loosen all the joints without actually having them do all this. But they have the ability to do that, right? It's the same spiral. You're still kind of spiraling into the ground all the time, right? So you like spiral, 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 right? And then here you're settling down. You're like, Same thing here. You go here, moves up forward, and spiral into the ground. Like this move is really, you see this, right? But what makes that happen is like, it's like you're shooting all the energy and power into the ground. And then that's what makes this pop up, right? Cool. And once again, you're spiraling into the, right? In the same circle. And here, then drop. There you go. And then spiral into this leg, unwind, settle. Spiral. The foot goes out. Spiral back this way. Kind of settle here. Sink. Remember, all the energy here is going into the leg this way. So you want to spiral into the ground and then relax. Right, so it's like a whip. Spiral into the ground. Let it all settle into the ground. Actually, that's wrong. I'm supposed to do it. It's actually here. I've been doing it like here because that's where a lot of people do it. It's actually right about where the belly button is. A little above the dantian. That way you still have this like places where you can drop when you need to. If it's here, you can't really, someone can hold your hand here, it'd be hard to get back up. But if it's here, and they grab you here, you can effortlessly do this kind of thing, which is the next move, of course. But anyway, so that'll be more important later when we're doing the push hands and the fighting, the difference between this and this. Anyway, so anyways, we're spiraling to the ground, unwind. Now you're gonna go here. Remember, it's like there's a balloon here. So you're hitting the balloon and that sends this way, right? And it drops, spiraling back later. On that part, I know I would say not to float the elbows, but on this move, the elbows go up. They're not floating, like floating. They're up, but you still have a lot in here. It's like you're not like the muscle is not. You're not floating. Floating is this, having this up here, right? But you can have the elbows up. It's just there's nothing here. It's just loose. It's all the way completely loose. It's not locked, right? It's loose and dropped. So you have more energy down in here. Because if they hit you here, right? If you're here, they'll kill you if they hit you here. So you have to have something on the rib. You're still sunk. It's just up here. So you go here. Now from here, they drop, right? Because that can also be an elbow move. Someone locks I don't know, say you're protecting yourself here. Well, to counter to an elbow, if someone's elbowing you in the face here, it's a dangerous move, but you can roll. It's kind of like the shoulder roll we do with boxing. You do the same thing with the elbow, right? Actually, Thai boxers have that move too. They hit you, if someone's hitting you with an elbow here, you elbow over, but it can also be an attack, of course, too, right? So anyways, it's here now. Here, you've turned, it all goes to here, it's like stroking the beard until it hits the solar plexus. So stroke the beard till it gets to the solar plexus, then it comes out 45 degrees. Later, the same move, it comes out straight this way. Whereas this way, it goes 45 degrees. Anyway, so it's here. And the idea is, so you're here, as you sink, someone will grab your elbow, right? Someone's grabbed your elbows to stop you from here. So then as they grab your elbows, you come out the center from here, right? The energy goes, right? And this part's kind of effortless. It's like you're pressing down, like I have a table here, like I'm pressing down on a table, kind of. The energy's here, but then it goes to the hands, off the center. Does that make sense, or is that too much? Because
some of it makes sense. It's still a really weird.
It looks better.
Yeah.
And it should be more. That looks way better. It should. Yeah. The nice thing is, but this part you have to kind of show, and you get by touch as opposed to just seeing it. But the effortlessness of this, as opposed to going like here, it's kind of like a this. It's this. The same feeling. It goes. It's not a push down. It's like even though you're pushing down, it's you're turning here, but this part is just as opposed to pushing down, it's just going. Relaxing, just like this. It's relaxing. Right at the end of this move. You see what I'm saying? That's that. It's from like this part up, especially. Then you learn to sink the rest. So anyways, so you're here, just relax. And you go here. Good. Go a little slower, but that's good. That's good. Oh, do the last move again. Just from here. Okay, the last part. That's good. There was other thing I was going to say earlier. Right. It's kind of important just because I just remember because I always used to get the same correction for seemed like years. It's like, God damn it, you told me that last time. You told me that time before, but I kept on getting the same correction, so I remember it because I had the same one. It's okay. This is good. This is good. This is good. Now, the leg. I think I was telling you the other day. Maybe I might not be able. I might not just be able to see it correctly. I'm not sure, but this. Now, you turn. You don't go to this leg at all, even just a little bit. You go this leg is still pretty solid here, and so is this one. This one, the legs actually stay in the same position. So anyways, you over here, you go here. Now you turn. Let's see how I was still on the same leg. My waist is doing this, but my feet are in the same position here. Now there's this. See the hand. So here. Now foot's on the same position until here. Now this part. The first part's pretty easy to. I'm sure that part. When we see do the beginning again, I think you had that right.
Beginning of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. This. Yeah. Yeah. There. That's it. That's it. Very good. Yeah, they call that what you did there. They call that like that's pung. That's the first energy. Pung is like a inflated tire. Pung, right? That's why people are really good at it. You can hit them, and they can take it. I don't do a lot of that either, but those people are really good at it. It's like hitting a tire or a basketball or something. You just hit them, and they're just. But anyways, pung. That's the first energy, the main one. Then, anyways, that's what that is. Pung. It's like there's a basketball there. See, it doesn't deflate. Anyways, you did that. You had that there. That was good. Now on this part, remember, this is every step in Tai Chi. We're going over a lot more details, but these details, even though it's in one move, it's going to go into all the other moves and actually put stuff together. So that's why we're doing more details. You kind of already have the basic framework. You remember the moves. Now you kind of want to put stuff into the moves. Anyways, the footwork, because you do almost the same one. Well, I messed up there. Here. Okay. Now as the foot, I'm gonna lower my hand, but as this is coming here. So don't worry about this hand. I'm just talking about this one. So the footwork is. Whoops. Let's see. Is circles into the instep and out. Right. So if my instep is here, this foot is on the heel going, or on the ball of the foot going into the instep, and on the heel going out. Makes a circle, right? Then you shift and shift again. But yeah, this thing, you do that all over there. That's actually an exercise we can practice one of these days. We'll do it at the time though. But one thing to remember when you're doing that, that's the same. I'm trying to think, there's too many corrections, but it's actually not because this one works. Ties a lot of stuff together. Just remember that push and pull thing, where you're, again, you put your hands on a table and do this on a coffee table. Push, pull, push. push, pull, and then you do the same thing with your feet, push, pull. Right. So when you're doing this type of exercise, when you're doing that circle out with the foot thing, with this leg, pull, and that pulls the foot into the instep, right? Pull, now push back, and that'll push the heel up. Does that make sense?
What?
Makes it a little bit easier, right? Pull.
Push, pull with the planted foot, with the right foot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull with this foot, pull, and that pulls this foot, this toe up to the instep, and then I'm gonna push. I just pulled. Now I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm gonna push back with the heel. Pull, push, pull. Actually, I guess on this one it's kind of weird because it's going the same direction. You're going pull, but then you're still but now you're pushing with your heel back. And then the foot goes forward a little bit when you're doing that. Now this foot comes down. Well, anyway, so say you're here. See the foot goes pushed back with the heel. Now it goes the other way. Now it pushes back. Now same thing. Now here, this hand does this. It goes. I'm just doing this hand up. So let me see where we'll be at. You're going here. And then relax. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say don't raise the elbow, but you actually, it's just an angle, so actually that's probably pretty good. Yeah. Here. So it goes here and then. Relax. Or it's actually it's shoulder, elbow, wrist. Right, because a single whip, it's ta 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 ta. It's not like you're throwing the hand out there. You're going with the body, but they stop it, right? Or it doesn't reach, and then this folds up, like the steel whips, links. It links, but it just does it in one motion. So you go slow. But when you use it, it's like. But when you practice it slow, it's. Well, on this side, sorry, on this side, it's. And here you sit down. It's like, the legs settle down, you kind of wind up again.
So this fine. When I've been doing this on my own, I've been kind of feeling like, in order to get that whip feel, forward onto this leg, to like pull the body forward, and then I have to retreat back onto this leg to get that last pop.
You don't go. That's the right idea.
I'm wondering if I'm going too far back.
well, no, you do that, but just not as soon, not quite as soon. So, okay. But you do that. It's like a wave. You ever stand in the waves and you can feel the wave crashes, and then you can feel the wave pulling your feet in. Just a wave draws in, then it crashes, right? But you get that draw. You're always doing this drawing thing with Tai Chi with the move. You always have to borrow some of their energy in order to then change it, and come back or something, right? So, anyways, lost my train of thought. Sorry. So, oh, and this move, yeah. So you're going here, and you settle. You do go to about. You're shooting all the weight, all your power into this leg, and most of the weight into that leg, right? But you don't actually come back here. You go to maybe 80% or so, and then you settle back down to maybe 60-40, but you're still here. The power's still in this leg. You still got like if you were pushing a car, you know, feeling when you push a car, or better yet, go to a. This sounds funny, but it really works. Go to a tree, right, and just kind of relax. Try to fill the tree into the roots and everything, and then try to imitate that and push with your back leg.
Got it.
So that gives it. In Tai Chi, you're always kind of doing that here, but it's subtle because you don't want to overdo it because you don't want to be stiff. You still want the joints loose, but the leg has to be kind of propped. So, anyways, this is a move where you're doing that. You're going here. This move, even though you're shooting all the weight into this leg is doing all the work the whole time because this is pushing the leg in. So you go push into the ground. Remember, all your energy is going this way, and then it settles back. This is just kind of
like
a whip loose.
I can like push the ground apart with my feet. Is that the wrong? Is that the wrong idea? Like when we're doing.
Sometimes that is kind of the way Pong works, but on this one, it's more like you're. Well, if I'm doing it on this side, you know when you have a shovel, you're trying to shovel into the ground, right? Or better yet, there's a little tree and you're trying to uproot it, right? With one of those bars. I forget what they're called. It's like an ice pick, but I forget what else it's called. You know what I'm talking about? There's like a little tree, you're trying to knock it out, so you go into the ground, and then you go like this to uproot it. You're trying to do that.
Oh, got it.
You're trying to go. You're trying to, or a shovel. You use this leg, even though you're shooting all your weight into the ground. So it's like a shovel. You see this, but it's this doing the work. Digs into the ground that way.
I like that.
And then you settle, right?
Yeah.
So, boom. All right.
Okay, cool. Because
feeling slow, it's like this. You dig in, here, right? So you dig in, just like you do this, pow, you kind of do that here. You're going like if you're up close and you get their arm, like you're gonna do one of your throws, right? You get this arm, right? And you're grabbing this arm, you pull yourself in, right? Right, they're on this side. You're on this side. They're punching with a jab. You're on the outside. Now you go here. Now you're gonna throw them, right? You seal their under their arm here, right? But then say that doesn't work. They crowd you or something. How? Because now they have you here. You let that part come out, fold out. Bam. But then they stop you there. So you let that part fold out. And then that doesn't work. You pop. So it's like boom, boom, boom. But the energy's all here. We're probably going too much into details in the application.
No, it's good. That's going to be a lot this week. But yeah, that does make a lot more sense because my single whip these last few weeks has been very it's felt floaty because I'm trying from the waist. And just thinking about it from my feet is already making it feel better.
It really took me years to get to where that idea of, I kept on being told that, but I didn't really understand what they meant as much. It really is just the internal doing most of the work, meaning the legs. The core from here down is doing most of the work. The rest coordinates, but it relaxes. It's not doing a lot of work.
Okay.
On the last part, you're doing what I always used to do, which was you try at the end, you try to do it mechanically, but you really don't at the end. It's more of it really is just
relax.
Practice that in the stances and just stay there. In the beginning, I wish I'd done a lot more stances. So you can here, And then like take your time and really push into the ground, not like this way, like that way. Boom, that's what turns it. Then you push into the ground this way, not that way, but back. At the same time, this was pushing this way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. And then we push.
God.
Everything goes. If I want to go this way, I got to push the opposite way first with the legs. Then this goes by itself. Right? If I want to do this, I got to push this way. It works like a roller coaster. See? Here, oh, here. So at the end, don't really try to relax this way. I was always doing that. They always said I was always wiggly, which I get too from part of it. I get that because my defense, right? It works for defense, not getting hit. But with Tai Chi, you want to do that, but you got to connect it to the leg. You got to let it go and connect to the hips as much as possible. So instead of doing this, you're adjusting here. And it can be a smaller adjustment, goes a longer way.
Okay.
So you can just literally just sit down like if you were here. The only move you're really doing, you're not even worried about what the hands do. All you're really doing is just letting this part go. And as you do that, the whole body does, it keeps going. When it gets to here, you kind of sit down, so you just kind of go. And then there, you should be able to be, once you're there, you should be able to be comfortable just staying there and adjusting, just kind of relaxing. And if this feels uncomfortable, just like when you're doing this stuff, you do all the same thing, but now you just do it mentally, see someone looking at you wanting to see it, but you can feel it, you know. An experienced person sees it, but I mean, most people want to see what you're doing. Just like, okay, now I gotta, like instead of going here and dropping, same feeling, but just gotta let it go. I don't know if you can see it. Just let the shoulders go. Now all this is still, I'm holding a lot here. I gotta go, let that go, especially like this part. It's hard to let this part go and just actually sit down, you know? And like your tail, I don't know what it's called. I guess your tailbone, like on both sides of not the tailbone that you tuck in at the very tail, but like the bottom of I need to learn my anatomy, bottom of like the ass bones. If you sit on something, right, the part right on the bone part where you just kind of sit, it's literally just right there. You just kind of sit down, just like if there was a chair there, a high bench at a bar, you know. You kind of sit on the high, kind of sit down.
Okay.
It goes boom, 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 and you sit there. So you go. So here you go. Relax, 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 relax. Sit down. And then here you can even do it as a still exercise. Let the neck go. Let the shoulders go. Let all the spine go, vertebrae by vertebrae. So you sit down. And let all this part go. Sit down. Go through the knees, into the feet, so you make sure this foot is pushing into the ground, even while you're here. And this one is kind of resisting. If this one's pushing, this one's keeping your foot from doing all that. It's kind of like dug into the ground this way. It's pushing into the ground, but it's also resisting. Right? So that you don't do this, right? It's resisting, so you just, actually that's a lot, but just saying there's a lot in every little position. You can stop in any of those. Like, here's another good one. Just stop. Make sure this leg is pushing, doing all the work. This one's digging in. But you're sitting down, relaxing, relaxing. Hey, so let me, that was a lot of corrections. But I think you're getting the idea of what I'm talking about, though, right? It's kind of like your swirling like you're mixing something. Or what's that? You know, my teacher described it as, you know, remember the Cabbage Patch, right? It's kind of that. With yeah, kind of just like here, right? It's you're doing that, but you're doing it with this part of your body, you know, down the end, and then everything else kind of catches up. So you're not doing it here, but you're doing it here. There's actually a move in Chin Style. You're actually not that far away. Check this out. So you know how you're here. We'll go over all this part now, but maybe not quite to this move, but you're almost here. Remember, you do this. Remember this part? Then you repeat it all again. Boom, 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 boom. Then, when you get there the second time, you do this thing. It's your punch. I almost lost my balance. Can't really do that on the rug. So you're almost here, which is third King Kong, right? So once you're there, the whole next section is completely different from what you've learned so far, but it's really cool though. It kind of gives the essence more of Tai Chi. It's very different from what you have in Yang style and stuff like that. Yang style doesn't pick up a lot of these parts. It's there, but not obvious. Anyway, so in the third one, you do, instead of doing all this like you do on the other ones, you do here, and you start doing these reverse circles.
Oh.
See that?
Yeah.
And then, see that? That's like the move I was just talking about, right? Where you're going, this is like Cabbage Patch, but at a different angle, right? You see that? So you start doing these type of things.
Yeah, I like that.
Which it's kind of, it'd be hard to learn to start the set with that, but yeah, once you get through all this, it gets a lot more interesting. You see, like these parts, you're doing like a reverse spiral, right?
Right, because I guess if your hips are throwing your weight, you can go either direction, right?
Yeah, and then it goes back to the set the way kind of the way you've been doing it with this little.
I feel like there's some of that in the lazily brushes robe or whatever that is.
Oh, it's all in there.
Yeah.
But it's just not obvious at all. It's not nearly as obvious. You know.
I've been really liking that move, by the way. I tried it on a double bag.
Which one?
Lazily parts robe.
Right.
The thing. I've just been throwing that in instead of a jab on the double end bag. So it's like jab. What am I doing it? Backing off and then.
Right.
Then, I don't know how it feels like it could work into a boxing combo.
Think of it definitely can. There's so many different ways to use it, but one way you can always use the stuff really short. So instead of looking like this.
Oh really?
Boom. It's better to learn it long, like big like that though. Right? So it's a big, obvious circle. But when you actually use it, it might not look like that, especially if you're striking with it. It's not going to look like that at all, right? It's going to be, you might do that with your body, but your hand's not going to do all that. You're going to go, like for example, you might do one of these, check their hand, and then go with the other hand, get it, you check, but then you take over with the other hand. So it's boom, you take over the other hand. So do you see what I'm doing? They're hitting me here, right? I knock it off, just off line a little bit. Here. This takes over. So So this goes, puts their hand and it does this, which makes their hand do that if you can do it right. So you're pulling their hand back and doing that. But that doesn't always work. It can always just be check, that too. So it's just, see if the body is still doing it, but I'm just not doing all of this, right? Just, it's shortened, just like you would shorten that. Damn, I'm trying to sweat, hold on.
Okay.
Just like you would sweat, just like with like a big right hand, right? Turns into it just, you know, same thing with the Tai Chi. It all shortens. But you know, that stuff's all be way easier to show you later.
Right.
You know, that stuff's more by touch and stuff, you know? Tai Chi's all about the sensitivity, being able to feel where their moves are coming. That's why your range is just a touch closer than where people like to strike usually. And it's just a touch farther than when people like to grapple. It's right in the middle of there. So, but it's a touch thing. You know, you can feel them coming, so you go with the move, as opposed to just fighting for position, right? You can move through positions and kind of roll with them. But anyways, so let's go real quick. Let's just go from a single whip, and let me see. Just go from single whip and you know what? Just go from the beginning because it's pretty quick.
Right.
And just go as far as you can. Oh, there you go. I got that circle. Okay. Turn the feet. There you go. That's it. That's it. Let the roller coaster drop and come up, drop and come up. Yeah. You got the moves on. Just talk about the energy. Let your body do that move. Take your time. Take your time. Oh, real quick. Sorry to break your momentum, but I was gonna say it on the first time around, but on the second one, I figure I'll say so. Is this make your energy go into in the beginning? You're really shooting the energy here. Use what you want to do. So, anyways, your hand actually does this, then pops up. So your energy goes like this, and all that sinking is what makes this pop up. You don't come up first. So you go here, pops up. And when it pops up, your foot goes out just a little. Foot goes out just a little. That way you grab something, pull yourself forward. Anyways, yeah, just get that sink. So check it out. You might want to, like if you were stepping behind me, check it out. You want to pin my arm kind of here. If you come up too high, I'm just going to stop you. I can turn. I can cut you off. But you're trying to pin this here temporarily. Then when I go to fight that, you pop, come up, or you go on back of them. Remember the move is actually, actually like this. Boom. But that can be in the back of their head. Like you guys do in jiu-jitsu. But anyways, yeah, it was just instead of here, it's sink here. That's all. It's a subtle, you got the move. It's just sink to the ground. That'll make this pop up by itself. There you go. And then go ahead, keep going. It's a minor thing. I just wanted to say something. So go ahead. Oh, one more time. Since you're here again, you don't really turn past 45. So you don't want to go here. You just go It's just this time. You're not really doing these things. Not here anyway. The different moves maybe, but yeah, it's just a little. Some in the back of you. Yeah.
Okay.
Those two, just a little turn.
Oh, God.
Just about 45. No more than 45, maybe a touch less. Yeah, middle. That's it, that's it. Oh, and you're at the second one now, right? Okay, yeah, second one. So go ahead.
Oh, is this the second one?
Yeah. No, it's fine, it's fine. It just doesn't matter the direction.
The second one is the one after single whip?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's
Make sure
here.
Yeah. Yeah, second time yeah. Check it out. Back foot turns. Now you're doing single. Now you're doing Buddhist warrior tenet. And then, yeah.
When does the back foot turn?
So, right when the hands pass it, right there, it turns with the foot, right about there. Now, I circle, and the front foot turns right there. Oh, the front foot turns a little as it needs to as I do this.
Okay.
And then pop. Just remember it's going, you don't see it, remember it's going this way, so it goes down before it goes up. Yeah. And then go ahead and continue from there. I'll try not to give too much corrections because I just want to do the major ones because I want to get you that new move. It gets boring if you have to do the same. If you do the same moves over, I remember it kind of sucks learning a new move, but then once you put it in there, it makes everything. The more you learn, the easier it is with this stuff. The more moves.
That's basically as far as I get. I get through here to this one.
Right.
That's all I have.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had those. I showed you those other ones, but yeah, I know sometimes some people would show me stuff, but if there was one little piece I missed, then I couldn't remember the rest of it because I don't put it together. You know, you need all the pieces. So, okay. So let's go here. Now you go here, just like if you were doing this one. Except for now, it's going to be different footwork, though. The footwork's different. Settle. The left hand pushes to the right. Shit, I'm sorry. Okay, to your right. Now, step back. As you do that, you step back. Or after you push, the step comes back. You shift your weight back. And you see the circles?
And then it's here. Again.
Yeah, so I went push back. I opened here. Now I pull my foot in. So the hands do this, kind of similar to the other one. But the feet do back. Right. Now from here, it's like someone pulls your arms and yanks it down. As they do that, you keep this stays the same, but you let the foot drop up. They pull this, the foot goes up. But you don't go with it. You want to be able to go like this, and if they swept your foot, you're still good. Right? So you're gonna go here. Now, it's toe up, right? Heel up, I mean. Well, heel down, toe up. Now you're gonna everything, all your weight's gonna go into there. Boom.
Oh, single or crane.
Oh, right crane spreads his wings.
Red wing.
First, this is cow, which is shoulder. Right here. So someone does an arm lock on you, and they do the arm lock on you, your footsteps in between their legs. So right when they pull you, you go boom, and all the energy goes that way into the leg. You uproot them. Now, hold on. My rug keeps moving.
Yes, I feel that way all the time. I guess I just didn't notice. I'll go out and look at the sky. Thanks. It's really funny, like when
Pulls. Everything goes, you push everything into here. Now, this foot is just like when you do these. So it goes here. So here, let me put the footwork here.
somebody in one of these buildings played like, and I were watching the results, and I was like, I can't stand this, let's go outside. And we walked out, and like, everyone had gone home. Like, we walked it to the park in front of the city hall, and everyone was gone except one guy.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
That's it.
I actually have to wrap up a little, or I have to leave a little early today to get
Oh,
to
okay.
that.
Everybody else was empty, everybody came back.
Oh yeah, we only got 4 minutes. Well.
Oh, I have to leave a few minutes early because I have to start another Zoom meeting at 6.
Oh shit. Okay. Just show me the last. Tell me if you have any questions on the last part. You want me to see that last
Sure.
part?
So we've come from here.
Uh-huh.
Right. Here. We're coming to this.
No. It's a little different. Instead of going to here, it's a little easier. It just goes to here.
To here.
This down, this up.
Cool. So.
And to the center. Now step back. No, it's instead of the side. Yeah. There you go. That's it. Big circle. Let 'em. You have it, but let it. Well, check this out. So here, big circle. Here, big circle. Don't go here. Here you go. There you go. So step into them this way, and then you turn from here. You don't turn up here. You turn right here. You just go. That's it.
Cool.
Once you do this part here, then you repeat all of it again. A punch.
Okay.
A punch. Then you're here. So you're almost there.
Okay.
We went over those other moves before, and so they're already in there. You just gotta. It's just a matter of putting them together now. So it'll be pretty easy.
Cool.
Yeah, it gets easier the more you go. I did it for years, and then I moved here, and trying to relearn the set was still hard as hell because they did it a lot different from what I was doing. I thought I knew those moves, all of them, so I had to relearn all of them. It was just weird. It was really weird. At first, it was really weird. Kind of hard to practice only a few moves too. It gets really boring.
Yeah.
Once you start having more moves, though, it's just they start clicking more and more, and it gets be a lot more fun.
Okay, cool. All right, I gotta go.
All right, have a good one.
I'll work on this and then get back next week.
Definitely. Yeah, you can always message me on Facebook if you have any questions or anything.
Okay, I will.
All right, cool.
All right, bye.
Have a good one. All right. Let me see. Let me go over those moves one more time. we got